Good morning, student. Welcome back to my class of English literature. Before we start for the second, I hope you didn't find any difficulty in understanding the first part of the story. So, before beginning the second part, I would like you all to just recapitulate the first half. It's the story about a young boy, 9-year-old boy. His name is Bruno, and he had to leave his place and move on to a new place, which was exactly opposite to where he was living, and he was very unhappy about it. So he was all the time grudging why they have left the place, and he was asking his mother again and again. So mother got fed up with his question, and then she asked him to go upstairs and help Maria. So I had explained to you up till here. Now we'll move on to the next part of the story. So Bruno, he went upstairs to his room where Maria was doing his unpacking his things. So when he went upstairs on the first floor only, there were rooms for them, for his parents, for him, his sister, and there was just, so he saw the rooms were just opposite to each other, and then there was one common washroom which was much different than what he was used to living at there. So first looking at that, he thought it can never be a home, because it's not like that. Everything is so different from where he had come. So anyway, he went inside the room, and he saw that the clothes were scattered on the bed. The boxes which had its books and toys were still unpacked, and everything was lying here and there. So he thought that Maria has not set her priority right. Now here the phrase set her priorities right has been used, which means to focus on things or work that is most important and must be dealt with before doing other things. Looking around the room, he thought that Maria hasn't decided on which work she has to do first. Then anyway, he told Maria that my mother has sent me up to help you with unpacking my things. So she didn't look up, she simply nodded and pointed towards a big bag that had all his socks and his vest and underpants, and he pointed at that, she pointed at that big bag and said that if you want to help me, you can sort those lot and put them in the chest of drawers over there. The chest was kept at the corner of the room and beside a mirror that was covered with dust. Now here, chest of drawers, chest means a piece of furniture with drawers in which one keep things such as clothes or other things, important things. So it has several drawers. So anyway, he started sorting his thing, and meanwhile he also kept on chatting with Maria. He started conversing with him. So because he considered her also a part of his family member, because she has been with them since so many years. So he simply asked that, Maria, what do you think about all this? And because she simply said, all what? And he said, about coming this place. Obviously, coming to this place, don't you think that we have made a big mistake? Now she also said that your mother must have told you that it's because of your father's job, and I can't say anything. And he got again fed up with the same reply which everybody, his mother also said the same thing. She was also saying the same thing, that it is because of father's job that they have shifted to this place. So very irritatingly he said that I'm tired of hearing this father's job this, father's job that. If father's job means that we have to move from our house and leave my friends, all my good friends, and come to this isolated place, then I think that father should think twice about his job. The moment he finished this sentence, he could hear a creaking sound outside, and he stood still. He got worried because his mother was downstairs, and he thought that it must be father, and who was outside the room, and he must have overheard him saying all this thing, and then he will punish him. Now here creak word is used. Creak means a short high-pitched sound made by the door, maybe because the hinges have rusted, or because it can make by a wood have because the wood had worn out. So there's a creaking sound which is made, which is shrilling high-pitched sound. So he thought that now father will come and he'll drag him and take him down and give him a serious scolding. The last line, serious talking to, is mentioned. Talking to here means scolding. So he looked through he tried to look through, but then the door opened wide and he saw a man standing outside, and but it was not his father. So he took a breath of relief that, oh, okay, his father was not there, but he was wearing the same kind of uniform which his father used to wear. But the man was younger than his father, and he was not as tall as his father. And also on his uniform, the medals, the decorations were less. Decoration here refers to the awards or medals which the defense person are given, and they keep on, they wear all those medals on their uniform. So the decorations were also less, and he was carrying a box in his hand and walking towards the staircase. He simply gave a short look at Bruno, quick nod at him, and he walked down. So he thought, he wondered that who that man was, and he thought that if this young man seemed to be very serious, and he assumed that he must be doing some important work. He must have got something very important. That's why he didn't stop to talk to him or say anything. He simply nodded and went downstairs. So he said, I don't know, he muttered to himself that I didn't like him. I don't like him. He was too serious, and he didn't even think to look at me before going down. And now he was again thinking that I think then nobody is going to be there to play with except Gretel, who was his sister. And he said, what fun it will be to play with her, because she's a hopeless case. Hopeless case here means that Bruno was thinking that she was of no fun. So he felt like this poor boy, he felt as if he was trapped inside in the situation from where there was no way to come out, and he felt like crying. So then suddenly he looked around with gloomy face around his room to find, still having little hope in his heart that there could be something which he could find something interesting, something that would interest him. And then he looked around, and suddenly he saw that in the opposite room, in the corner of the room, opposite the door, there was a window which started from the ceiling and down into the wall. And so it was a huge window, and then he suddenly his face lightened up, and he walked towards it, hoping that through this huge window he could see his house back in Berlin, and he could see the street, and he could see people talking to each other and telling hilarious stories to each other, so that looking at that scene also, he could have he could feel happiness. He could feel happy about that. So that is all about this part of the story. So the boy was looking for something something of his interest, but he couldn't find, and then he had no other option but to be there. So I hope you have understood the chapter. So before I wind up, I would like to recap all the important phrases or words, new words which we came across this chapter. So I'll start from the first, and the very first page. Open the first page. You can see the first line only, the phrase eyes opened wide has been used, which means being surprised or astonished after looking at something unexpected. Second is steer cleared of. That means avoid something or keep oneself completely away from somebody or something. In the second paragraph, the word desolate has been used, which means lonely or uninhabited. Next word is nooks and crannies. It's an idiom which means a place or part of a place, especially small or remote. Third word in the second paragraph was out of bounds, which means prohibited, means nobody was allowed to go there. Third paragraph, no such difficult word was there. Paragraph 4, strolling along, that means walking. And next line only, we have another one, rushing around. It's a phrasal verb which means to try to do a lot of things or to go to a lot of places in a short period of time. Turn to the next page. On page 2nd, the author has used the phrase chalk it up to experience, which means to regard a bad situation as a learning experience rather than dwelling on its negative impact. In short, you can say learn from a particular experience. In the next line, the mother has used this phrase to make the best of a bad situation, which means to accept a bad situation and deal with it in the best way that one can. Next paragraph, there's another one. The other way round means opposite of what one said. Same paragraph, we have another word, foreseeable future. Means it will continue to happen for a long time or as far as in the future. Then third page, first paragraph, banister. Banister means it's handrail. When you move up the staircase, on the side you have that support. So children, I hope that you all have understood the whole content and the words and the phrases used are clear to you. So now it's time for assignment. A certain assignment I am giving you. First you do the 3 RTCs. After that there are 3 short questions. And next is to frame sentences with the phrases given. Children, you can do these assignments in your copy. If you don't have your new notebook, then you can do in any of the old notebooks which you might be having with you, or else you can do on sheet also. So complete the assignment. If you find any difficulty in any of the question, you can message me through eCare app. I'll try to solve your problem. So do the exercises, do these assignments, complete this. That's all for today. Thank you.